Do you want to build your ultimate student application portal in record time? Let me show you how to do it with a few clicks here on Knack. So let's get started. Welcome to Knack. My name is George, and on this video, I'm going to show you how to build your student application portal in record time. Now, Knack is a no-code solution, so you don't need to have developer skills or designer skills to have your own portal. Plus, it's going to scale with your needs. So let's get started. Let's jump into our Knack dashboard. And in this case, we have three options to create our portal. We can generate it via AI, which is telling it what we actually need, and it'll generate the portal for us. We have templates available. So if you search for students, in this case, we have available templates for certain use cases. Now, in this case, we don't have a student application portal, but don't worry about this. We're going to use AI. So let's go ahead and select generate with AI. Let's describe what we need for our portal. And the idea is to tell it what type of sections and what things you might need for your portal. So it generates it for you, including, for example, sections and user roles. Then this will help you get started super easy. So let's go ahead and create this portal right now, and let's give it a few minutes for this to be ready. As promised, our student application portal is now ready with a few clicks, and it automatically is generated for us 4 data tables, programs, documents, and more, 5 pages, and 3 user roles. So let's get started and view the actual portal. So right now we are in the editor section of the pages for the portal, and pages are generated automatically for us via AI. Now let's go ahead and view the live app right now to see how it's actually going to look. So here's the dashboard, and I'm able to view the application's status distribution, number of applications by program. Now by default with AI, data is brought in for demo purposes, and so you can understand what data is needed in each one of these sections. So we have applications, we got programs, documents, staff, application stages, etc., all generated automatically for us with the Knack AI. Now, pages are generated automatically over here. So we got dashboards, applicants, we got programs, and each one of these sections that I select, it will open up the section and the option for us to edit each one of these sections. I can go ahead and remove fields, add fields if needed, change and add sections if needed, but the options when I select them will pop up on the right for each one of the sections that I select. Now, when we generate this with AI, the pages are not locked by default. So if you want to lock this to specific user roles to have access to certain sections, it is possible. So we have the option to select the page that we want to lock, select the menu option here, and protect page with a login. So I have the option to users registered to access this page. So if I set it to no, it will be public. If I set it to yes, so they need to be registered in order to view this. And if I select yes, they need to register, but they need to wait for approval. Now, in this case, by default, all logged in users are locked. But if I want to only specifically say what users need to access this, I can set it here. So for example, maybe this page will only be locked to applicants, staff, or all of them. It's up to you how you want to set this. If I add the login, a little lock will be added to all these sections that are the applications in this case. Now, if I want to lock all the pages, I can do it over here by going into the gear icon, user logins, and have 3 options available. So secure individual pages with login, secure individual pages with the same login, or do not require login to access your application. So that would be like the public mode. So in this case, I've just secured all the pages with the same login, go back into pages, and they are all locked now. So it's super easy to lock your portal with that option. Now, we're just viewing the pages. So that's individual sections of our portal. I can create new pages by clicking on the plus button, and I can add a new page super easily right here and start building these sections that I need for that page in case I have a specific need to add it. Then I'm going to show you the user roles. So in this case, AI generated for us 3 user roles, which is the applicants, the staff, and the administrators. So right now, let's go ahead and select the applicants, and we are viewing the details for the demo data applicants right here. So we have the status, address, and just details that we need for, in this case, applicants. But what if we need more details for the applicants? Well, go into fields, and I can go ahead and remove fields, add fields, move the fields from section, and I can add more fields right here. So if I need to ask for certain data for the applicants in this case, I have several available data types that I can use for the applicants section. If I need to do this for staff, just go ahead and select this and go to the fields. Now, if I need to create a new user role, it's super easy. Just click on plus role and add the name right here. Now, in this case, I have selected staff, and I can select the page access to the staff right here. So if I need to edit this, I'll go to the page access section for the user role. Now, I also have the option to add the connections over here. So the connection fields. So right now, staff is connected to applicants and the program to staff. Now, if I need to add a new connection, I go ahead and click on plus connection and set the settings right here. I also have the option for validation rules, conditional rules, and the task if I want to create them right here, which will automate certain parts of the whole details for the staff in this case. So it's just super easy to do everything right here for the user roles. Now, the details and the actual data will be available over here on tables. So tables were generated automatically again with Knack AI, and 4 tables were generated. So the programs, documents, application stages, and analytics. If a table was not generated automatically, go ahead and create a new table by clicking on the add table. So if you already have a source that you are using previously and you want to bring in that data, you have the option for Google Sheet, pre-made table, Excel CSV, or a blank table to get started from a blank table, right? Now, for the details for the tables, I have selected programs right now, and we're able to view the details for this specific table. If I need to ask for a certain thing in this table, I'll go to fields and I can add a field and I can select the data type for this field. This way I have the option to require a certain data for this specific table, in this case for programs. So it's super easy to add fields. And on the right, we also have connections for the fields and the details for the conditional logic, tasks, etc. over here on the right. Now for the look and style of your portal, that will be over here in this little painter brush icon. So by default, this one is selected, which is my custom theme, and I can go ahead and click on it, and it will take me to customize the style and look of this portal. So I have the option for the styles on the left for fonts, table designs, appearance, colors, layouts, title, logos, etc. And all this will be super easy to change for the look and style of your branding. So it's super easy to do right here on Knack. I also want to show you flows, which is super easy to set up, especially when you use a template. So if I select a template, there's specific templates already created here that is just super easy to fill out and get started with a brand new flow. That's a little bit more advanced, but once you get started with your portal, you'll want to scale, and this will be a great option for you. And once you're good to go, I recommend that you head on over to settings, set your core settings for the app description, the name, the email, address, app technical contact, etc. Set up those options there, your security, your map provider, data compliance, the user logins, which I showed you previously, two-factor authentication, password settings. If you want to go really advanced, you have the API encode option, and you also have the option to embed. So it's super easy to start building your student application portal here on Knack. So get started with just a few clicks, a no-code solution, no developer skills, and no designer skills. So get started right now, link provided in the description. And that is a wrap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification to get notified when new videos come out.